Hello there, this is the guy that accidentally shaved his pimple on his face, and welcome back to this AFK journey video. So in case you guys see me wiping my face, is because I'm actually wiping some like droplets of blood that's coming out from the shaved pimple. So for today's video, we're gonna run through the overview for Lucca, and then we're gonna give our initial impressions and then pull for one copy to just test out this unit to see how well this unit does at the base copy itself. So this is the test server, and without further ado, let's go into the unit overview. So we have the stalwart fighter Lucca, A level. So we have another A level light bearer. So actually this is a good news for the light bearer side, because if it's a good A level, then this A level will be able to replace the likes of Corey and Merrily. So Simba has sort of replaced Merrily in my honest take, and then Corey is still decently enough to be put in the wishlist itself. But Lucca over here, let's take a look at what he does. So quick slam, when targeting an adjacent enemy, Lucca knocks them into the air and slams them down in place. When targeting an enemy located closer to his allied backline, Lucca will rush at them and slam them back to his original tile. The slam deals damage and their adjacent enemy, stunning them for 2 seconds. Okay, so how big is this AoE? I think this, they didn't actually mention, but I think it should be like a 1 tile AoE. Lucca is immune to control effects when casting this skill, and if autocast is enabled, he will prioritize targets that are closer to his allied backline. Okay, wow, okay, so this auto casting is actually good to protect your backline. So it's a protector bodyguard kind of thing, bodyguard concept. So protector of Sonya, bodyguard ultimate. Okay, so it's a control effect, and he's immune to control effect when he's casting a skill, so you can't actually cancel him. And then we have Ruthless Ram. Lucca gains a shield that absorbs damage equals to 340% plus 3% of his physical defense plus 240% of his magical defense for 8 seconds. What, isn't that 800% shield? Okay, I mean if you take a look at like the values of physical and magical defense, is not like super duper high, right? So if we take a look at, usually it will be attack, right? So attack percentage usually has a lower number, but if you were to take a look at, like, for example, like Supreme plus physical magical defense, it's about half the value. So right now, if it's 800% at Supreme plus, 32,000 times 8. Oh, that's quite a bit of shield. Okay, the value is cool. I mean, the value alone is impressive. 800%. Because if you take a look at his current distribution right here, it's quite equal, right? So we just like, it's actually equal here, right? So there might be some like stats changes that you can sort of buff him up with, and then make him even tankier, and then he will get more shields. But if we were to just base it off this 32,000k value, it's quite a big number. Yeah, 800%, guys. Holy crap. Right, then shoulders onto an enemy, dealing damage, interrupting them, and disarming them for 4 seconds. Okay, so it's a debuff plus a shielding. So cooldown of this skill is 8 seconds, initial cooldown 3 seconds, and then there's a disarm of 4 seconds. So you can safely say that there's like a 4-5 second downtime depending on the casting animation, depending on how he targets the enemy. Okay, so next one, we have Courageous Core, unleashes a fierce roar, removing all dispellable debuffs from himself, and reduces his damage taken by 25% for the next 5 seconds. This skill can be cast while Lucca is under dispellable control effect. Okay, this is actually massive. Upwards to 35% damage reduction, and he can actually cast it even if you control him, as long as the control effect is dispellable. So I think there are quite a few dispellable ones. I think Iron's effect is definitely dispellable. I'll probably do some like trial runs to see what effects are dispellable and what are not. But this is actually a really, really good defensive skill to protect him in the front lines. Okay, so increase max HP. Now, this is the EX weapon skill. Lucca maintains a solid fighting stance, remaining steadfast during the battle. So cannot be knocked into the air, not back. So it's the same as Igor. For each ally placed in an adjacent tile behind him when the battle starts, he gains a shield equals to 230% of the allies' attack. Allies supporting Lucca also receive a 5% boost to their attack, so increase the shield value. If at least 2 allies are placed to support Lucca, expand Ruthless Ram area of effect to a 1 tile arc. Ruthless Ram is this skill. Oh, they become a mini AoE pump fly, right? Okay, interesting. So it's really like a bodyguard, right? His kid is like a bodyguard. So you want to like put units behind him to protect them, and then he will protect them with his massive shield. And if you put a unit behind him, and if the enemy attempts to go after your backline, his ultimate is able to slam them. And then because Ruthless Ram probably goes after the closest unit, he will just bang them and then disarm them. Okay, so really suitable for his team, like big ass bodyguard buff guy, you know. Okay, then the Supreme Blast skill recovers 15% HP when casting Courageous Core. Okay, you can cast it every 12 seconds, right? So okay, the damage reduction is only for 5 seconds, but it's like a dispel with massive damage reduction, and he has a control. And considering that he's a tank, his defensive stat is quite massive. With all these defensive abilities, I think he could actually just work as a control unit even at the low tier. And on top of that, his control is actually thrown into the air, knocks them into the air, so you can synergize with Almas with the EX weapon skill. So those are the few things that comes to mind right now. And because it's steadfast, right, he's gonna be kind of annoying to deal with if he's the enemy on the enemy side. Because Igor is one of the best example of steadfast being super duper annoying on the AFK stages. So I do see this giving him viability PvP wise. And okay, the only thing that I can think of right now is if I were to run Lucca, I'll probably run him in either the Light Bearer factional talent team, or maybe run him with Iron Almas, I guess. That is a I mean, he doesn't have insta control. Will he replace the Major in that comp? Maybe, maybe not. But then he does have a buff for the team though. Does have a buff. It's pretty good. This buff is really good because he gets a shield, and then he also buffs the attack of the ally at the back, and then it also allows him to increase his like control ability with this one as well as this one. So maybe if you have like a massive unit that is going after your ally, then Lucca is going to be a really good disabler and protector for the team itself. Okay, so now without further ado, let's go for one copy and see what this unit does. So this is me on my free-to-play account with my first purchase still active. So let's start the pool. Hopefully, as usual, as little pools as possible. Let's see how many pools we need. Very first one. Let's go. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I feel like that. Wait, I think that's Lucca. Because that effect is like a delayed purple aura. Dun 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 dun. Yo, oh, that's really fast. Okay, that's good. I mean, I don't know how much I will commit to him, but being able to get him in the first tempo is incredible. So. I thought I'll go through like a roller coaster of emotions, but let's go. Let's upgrade him as much as possible. Hooah! Okay. Okay, epic tier. I mean, I could get more copies, but I think it's fine. I'll leave him at epic tier first, and then we do like this epic tier testing. And let's take a look at the headwear. Okay, he looks kind of badass. Look, he got all the scars. It's an X on his face. Okay. Ooh, that's a Carmine Whisper ass right there. Yeah, very nice stuff. Okay, so let's check the charm abilities for Lucca. Okay, Lucca's charm ability. Let's see. Reduces damage taken by up to 25% on the first 15 seconds of battle. So Freyasto's charm ability. Now let's go get his ability here. Unlock the red color one straight, give him a better quality one. Okay. Ding! Okay, nice. Okay, so now we're gonna do some testing with him for the AFK stage pushing side. I honestly don't think he'll be that good for the PvP at such a low tier, but later on I will continue to do more testing with him in the other contents once we have more time afterwards. But this is my distribution of my abilities. I'll just stick to it for now. We're gonna go with the talent trial first and see whether or not the talent trial can actually make use of him. So the enemies are as such. Okay, we're gonna use him here, I guess. So we are going to use him as a simple frontliner first with the Wildest faction, and then I'm probably gonna try to use him with the Light Bearer factional talent. Yeah, so my Almas here is not Mythic Plus yet. If not, I'll try to use Almas with him. But let's just see what he does. Okay, we're gonna give Verdant Spell, And let's start the battle. Okay, we'll go at one time. Okay, Iron pulls everyone together. He has that massive damage reduction, which allows him to sort of tank up a little bit. Really, really nice stuff there. Okay. Okay, that's the Courageous Roar. Okay, this is the ultimate. Oh, actually the AoE is quite big. Oh. And he's really, really tanky even at just one copy, by the way. It's a good frontliner. Okay, I think mostly it's because of the massive damage reduction and also his charm ability, even more reduction, by the way. The charm plus the third skill alone is at 50% damage reduction. So if I have him at a higher tier, he's probably gonna sort of tank, like, I would say, like, close to the level of Resto. Yeah, with control ability. It's really, really impressive considering that I'm only using him at one copy. Okay, really, really nice stuff. I want to see his animation though. Let's go through his animation again. I mean, I'll run through his animation. Battle, and then we're gonna go always. So we're gonna see his animation there. Go normal battle here, I guess. Right, so I don't think it's good here because of that lifting thing. So we're gonna use him here, gonna use here. Put him in front of Damien. Okay. Use a button spell, even more damage reduction. Let's go. Gonna take a look. Okay. Lily May jumps, Iron uses the ultimate. So look at him, right? Goes up. Got that like big shield ability there. So he really has like really, really massive damage reduction from the charm ability, and then he Courageous Roar. Okay. Okay, very, very impressive tankiness, by the way. Because it's only one copy. If it's like Supreme Plus, I think he's unkillable, man. Because he can't really be controlled, because if you have him at Supreme Plus, he'll be steadfast, and whenever he uses the Courageous Roar ability, he's able to heal HP for himself as well. And on top of that, this is him without the EX weapon buff on the backline. So he's actually getting even more shield if I have him at the EX weapon tier. Okay, and then he does have control, right? So you can see that he brings the enemy and slam them. Okay, can he actually work against that Sleepy Flower minion? Because this Sleepy Flower minion over here has some control effect. So let's see whether or not he works here. Just one copy, let's go. See whether he works against, whether or not Steadfast is good against that lifting thing. Okay, this one hits really, really hard. So he fell pretty quickly here, unfortunately. Okay. And his animation is actually really, really fast, by the way. Don't know whether or not you guys caught a glimpse. So if you run through his kit, right, the ultimate is a quick slam, the one where he lifts the enemy up and then slam them, then there's a stun, then there's this ruthless ram. So he just generate a very big shield. I think it's a very, very quick ram. And then if you have like at least 2 allies with the unshakable ties, he will be like a mini AoE ram to disable the enemy. Courageous Core is... his kit is actually really simple, but I think pretty efficient just based on the looks of it, because this is him at like actually 8 copies of him, right? But him at one of the lower tier epic tier for the A class character, and considering that he has this 35% damage reduction as well as this 35% 60% damage reduction, right? It's pretty insane to be a tank. So yeah, actually expecting good stuff from him. Let's try him out in the Light Bearer faction. I think him with the ability, I think he's gonna replace. Yeah, I really think he's gonna replace Lucius, man, in the tank slot. Cause like, I mean, Lucius is good, but the thing is like, if now this character is able to control, that fits into the AFK pushing theme of the deficit pushers, because control is just way more valuable here. And yeah, this is definitely an upgrade for this team for sure. Where's my Lucca? So this gives you that buff. And then here we're gonna use healer. Okay. And okay, there's this Sylvina on the enemy's end, so we will feature him here, I guess. Yeah, because Sylvina is very troublesome to deal with whatever I have. I already have a very low tier Rowan. I don't have Tassi, but I'm just going to use Corinne as the carry of choice. Do I want more heals on him? I guess maybe Florabelle, just to give me a little bit more stun. So let's go. So I'm just taking damage reduction so that like Lucca actually can tank better at a low tier. Okay, damage reduction. Corinne to shield him, so that's a disarm, very, very short one. So Rowan uses the ultimate. Let's see whether or not he can spam the ultimate. Whether or not I can see the ultimate. Oh, there's the ultimate animation. Okay. So he leaves the enemy throw them. So if the enemy is really close, he stun them. So the orange color one is probably the shield. So this is Florbell's ultimate in case you guys haven't seen it. So it's stun. Okay. Interesting. We're just going to go at 2 times then. Yeah, so this is the light bearer combo. So you just like use Rowan to provide energy for your team. And I think Lucca could be a good addition to this team. If you really have Tarsi built up, maybe like a low copy of Lucca just to provide for the frontlining power for the team might work. I mean, this is really early into the testing itself, so I'm not gonna like draw any conclusion, but based on the looks of it, this unit at just 1 copy is seriously really tanky, by the way. Yeah. Considering the fact that he still has even more survival skills at the back with the shield as well as the heal itself, I can see him being like this like new tanky character on the level of Resto, I guess. Very normal. Okay, stun the enemy. Okay, so we permanently keep the Fury Charge down against this boss. But yeah, like I honestly don't think he's a Dream Realm character because like yeah, he has nothing to offer for Dream Realm bosses. So probably a unit which is PvP centric as well as AFK stage centric. Yeah. So know why I have this orange animation of Lily May here. Okay, I'm gonna off the ultimate animation because this is one thing which I don't like, which is like the animation eating up a lot of time here. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much the showcase for Lucca here. 1 copy for like some of the usual standard gameplay. Very simple animation, but quick, effective, and I think pretty good as a tank. Like I don't know what more to ask out of him because like his kit is just, I'm gonna be the bodyguard and I'm gonna protect my team, you're not gonna touch them, you know, that kind of vibe. So yeah, like this is just him. So we have more HP here if you unlock him to the higher tier. We have more shield here as well as more control from the Ruthless Ram once you have EX10. So EX10 will be like the breaking point for him, and then more heals for himself whenever he casts his 3rd skill, which is already like a dispel effect, which will increase his survival even better. So yeah, I do think that this character is probably gonna be like this light bearer tank that's gonna replace Lucius for sure. Poor Lucius. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a very simple first impression on this unit. I'll continue to do more tests with him in the arena side later on. Gotta think of how to actually try to use him and see whether or not there's a room to use him there. And I'll also try to use him in the other game modes to see whether or not there are other ways or plays that can run Lucca in your team itself. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more. See you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.